What up, Wiggers? Welcome, Wiggers. All hail Yakub. It's the message from Agartha, and yeah,
Welcome back to Dice Remedy House, everybody. Thank you so much.
Todd Howard's getting his fucking ass raped by Asha Sharma. She pulled her meat out and fucking slapped it on his face and raped his ass. Either he is getting fired or repurposed, or he's quitting and running off. Something's going on. If he wasn't getting fired, he would come out and talk and make a video or do some interviews.
For being here.
But yeah, he has been useless and he hasn't made any video games in forever and just milking Skyrim for eternity and making a shitty video game. Not looking good for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day because today, for the first time in a very long time, we got some extremely encouraging news about the Elder Scrolls 6 and the Fallout franchise going forward from Bethesda Game Studios under the leadership of Asha Sharma. The Elder Scrolls 6 might get here just a little bit sooner, and I'm going to tell you why right now. The new Xbox CEO is taking a hatchet to the old ways of Xbox and refocusing to bring more Elder Scrolls and more Fallout faster. This is a huge update, so please stay tuned, and I'm going to break it down right now why this is the biggest update that we have gotten about the Elder Scrolls 6 in years. This is the reset that Xbox desperately needed, and we're going to talk about why right now. If you're not in the loop, the new Xbox CEO's name is Asha Sharma. Now, she is doing amazing things in the game industry, and the most important thing that she just did is a huge bombshell. She just fired 3,200 people from all of her teams. She's refocusing and restructuring Xbox as a whole, as a brand, and actually taking it back to its core roots and the things that made it unique in the first place. What's going on right now has huge impact for the Elder Scrolls and Bethesda Game Studios in general. If you haven't been paying attention, Todd Howard has been a little bit scatterbrained lately. And the reason for that, Bethesda Game Studios has taken on so many different things that they do with publishing, with making games, with providing support for other teams for other games that they do. Todd Howard has been stretched so thin, he's not been able to focus on one thing for very long. We have many interviews from many employees telling us that Todd Howard has not been able to keep up with the team lately, that he's not been able to stay focused and stay present and available because there's so many layers of bureaucracy that are going through Microsoft right now. And
you mean more like he's going on vacation and shit and not doing anything and not telling anyone to get to work and do shit? That's probably what's been going on, because he's rich as fuck from all the money he's made over the years. I don't see why he would give a fuck about making video games. He hasn't done shit. You tell me he's busy?
Xbox. If you want to talk about this, you've got to go through this person. You have to go through this person, then you have to go through this person. Asha Sharma just recently, that name is so annoying. Asha Sharma just recently made a post on X laying it all out, and honestly, it's a huge bombshell. She talked about how the company has not made profits in a very long time, that they're losing 64 cents to the dollar every dollar that they have invested for many years, which if you know anything about finance and business, that's not good at all. One of the biggest things that went wrong with Xbox over the years is Phil Spencer, the previous CEO, trying to combine into a huge conglomerate of ownership of every single brand and IP, and basically trying to gather as much as you can and making your portfolio huge and huge and huge. But in doing that, they reduce the quality of the games. Game Pass has not been profitable. The games that they're putting out are canceled. The games that are actually coming out, nobody's playing and they're dead. People are getting really upset about the fact that they just let go 6 studios. But if you look at the games that those studios were making, they were making awful video games. There's a lot of people that are reacting to this news, and I think Asmongold had a really good take about what's going on. Take a listen.
Xbox has done gigantic, massive, ridiculous, insanely huge layoffs. And I said before, I really think this is deserved. Like, these companies make garbage games that nobody plays. And big surprise, if you do that long enough, you're going to run out of money. The 4 studios leaving Xbox had 8 years and unlimited resources to make great games, and this is what they came up with. So we're going to look at these different games, and we're going to see how they did, okay? So the first game is going to be South of Midnight. South of Midnight. Apparently, it also was south of Profit because it had 1,438 players playing. Like, that was the most they've ever had, right? Next one, Bleeding Edge. Let's take a look at the game, but I don't even know what Bleeding Edge is. Okay, nobody else does either. So this is another one here. So 3,982 people playing the game. So that's also a really, really bad one. You can see, obviously, the fact that nobody's playing it is another big indicator that it failed. And this is the state.
I'm surprised that they don't just like have a bunch of computers running the game to show that, like, to like lie and say people are playing the game. They just fucking give keys to themselves and put like a fucking ton of computers out and just have the game running in the background of people's lives. Or like everyone that made the game, they're like, hey, keep the game running, we need player count, the fake players playing the game. But they're too stupid to even think of that.
That was made by Asa Sharma. We are beginning the most significant restructure in Xbox history. After careful consideration, I've made the difficult decision to reduce our team by approximately 3,200 around fiscal year 2027. This will include approximately 1,600 role eliminations today. Rapture! You're out, bitch! It's over. You're done. Check Skyrim Special Edition. A single player game made 15 years ago is still getting 33,000 players every single day. That's how it be. That do be how it is.
Now you might say, Dice Roll, what's this got to do with Bethesda Game Studios? Well, I'm going to tell you. Currently right now, especially with a huge team like Bethesda Game Studios, if you want to get anything done, you've got to go through many layers of people. Like I said, they're getting rid of a lot of those layers. They're getting rid of a lot of those people and making it so that Todd can actually be with the team and focus on getting the Elder Scrolls done faster. This is even a point that she made, specifically saying that one of the core elements of what makes Xbox is the Elder Scrolls and Fallout, and she wants specifically to bring more resources to Todd Howard and Bethesda Game Studios so that they can get those games done faster and bring out the Elder Scrolls 6 faster. If you don't understand...
See, yeah, she did slip her dick down his throat and twirl it around and have him suck it like a lollipop and put it in their ass. Or put it in his ass. But, I don't know. Do you really want Todd Howard working on these games? Like, do we really... Like, he doesn't do anything. Like, Starfield was horrible. Do we really want our next couple of games to be Starfield? Like, the hipster shit they put in the games, like the hipster woke DEI humor, is so old and so cringe. We don't want more of that shit. That's what he's been putting in the games lately. Or him or whoever the hell he's allowing to do it. And he's responsible for it. He's directly responsible because he's the face of Bethesda. You think that he would be embarrassed to have some bullshit like that in the game? We don't not that faggot shit in here.
And how big of news this is, I don't know what to tell you. This is monumental news because this means that we are actively getting an update into how they are going to push forward with the Elder Scrolls 6. That is huge. If you have someone like Asha Sharma who recognizes the importance of the Elder Scrolls 6 like she does and like she has, the comments that she has made makes it seem like she's very well aware of the importance and the anticipation of the Elder Scrolls 6 as one of the most anticipated video games of all time. And if she's willing to make make it so that Todd Howard has less hassle to get those things done, to get more Fallout content out. We haven't had a Fallout game since Fallout 4. That was a very long time ago. Same with the Elder Scrolls. And when you have Todd Howard, who's the head of this company, they can only make one of these things at a time. And Todd Howard was spent doing a lot with Starfield, but we didn't hear any updates about Starfield, and that leads me to believe that we are getting no more updates for Starfield moving forward. The company is refocusing, restructuring, getting out all of the stuff that they don't need to focus on and saying, how can we get the Elder Scrolls to fans quicker? This is huge, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the first genuine update that we have gotten about this game in a very long time. And even if you say, well, that doesn't...
So she's telling him to actually make the fucking video game. Wow. Wow. Like, this is what they already should have been doing.
mean anything, Dice Roll. You're just assuming. No, it doesn't, because she specifically said these things and specifically mentioned the Elder Scrolls and its importance for Xbox going forward. That means that you have a CEO who is in charge, who knows the value of what you have. I am so beyond ready for somebody to be in the head seat to say, we need to get this game out right now. We need to stop waiting 10, 15 years before people get sequels to these video games, and we're going to make it a priority. And that's exactly what Asha Sharma is doing right now, and that is nothing but good. If Todd Howard has more resources and the people at Bethesda Game Studios have less layers to go through, if Todd can be more present, if they can make Todd Howard on the floor with people actually developing the game like they used to with Morrowind and Oblivion, and in some parts even Skyrim, although at that point, even with Skyrim, the company had blown up to so many people that it was...
Why wouldn't he be developing the games with the developers? He better be. Otherwise, there's no fucking point in him being in there.
Very hard for people to get one-on-one conversation.
What? We're just gonna have Todd Howard here just so he can sit around and be like, we're making a new game, and then overhyping it, or like announcing bullshit. Like, he should be making a video game. He shouldn't just be sitting around on vacation all the time, and then once in a while he comes back to do an interview and looks at some charts and numbers and shit, and then decides what he's gonna say next, and then leave. That's like, I swear to God, he's just rich and he's on vacation all the fucking time.
With Todd to fix issues with development. Now, does that mean that we're going to go back to the way that it used to be? Are we going to get a making of Oblivion documentary again with the Elder Scrolls 6? Probably not. Todd has a lot to do and he still has a lot of responsibility, but this is nothing but good if you think about the game development process and what this means for him to be able to get this out as soon as possible. I don't think that Todd Howard wants us to wait any longer to get this game, and if he has the resources and the green lights and the...
Wait, you don't think he wants us to wait anymore? Of course he wants us to wait. He wants us to wait forever. He doesn't want us to have a video game.
Extra resources and the extra help from Asha Sharma to get this thing through the door and say, hey, what do you need? What do you need me to do as someone who...
He needs his ass whooped. That's what he needs to get that fucking game done. That's what he needs.
Who is in charge. I recognize the brand importance. I'm going to make it happen. Refocusing for your flagship series and your flagship IPs is what this company needed. I cannot express to you...
Bro, he's got tons and tons of endless money. What do you mean he needs things? He just needs his ass whooped for being lazy.
Enough how badly Halo Studios has fumbled the Halo IP for the last decade. And one of the best parts about this reorganization is it looks like Activision Blizzard is actually going to be taking over Halo. Things like that, prioritizing what is important and saying, hey, we've got brands like the Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Halo, Doom, Quake that are extremely important, yet we're focusing on all of these other little things that we've invested in. Let's clear the brush. Let's look at what we have and say, this is what we need to get out. This is what we need to get out. And this is what we need to get out. And if Asha Sharma can do that, more power to you, sis. Thank you so much, because that means that I'm going to get the Elder Scrolls on this hard drive just a little bit sooner, and I can't thank you enough for that. This is honestly the piece of news that I really needed to hear, because yes, obviously we're not going to have an announcement for the Elder Scrolls 6 anytime soon. I think that we can all understand that, and we all understand why. But to know that we're getting a reprioritization, a refocus, and restructure on the core elements and core IPs that make Xbox important, I'm extremely excited about this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honestly extremely supportive of Asha Sharma and what she's doing. I think that she needs to continue to push forward, continue to be innovative. I know that sometimes you have to step on a few toes. Listen, is losing 3,200 employees by the end of 2027 a good thing? No, maybe it's not. And I know that.
Yeah, it's a good fucking thing. Get rid of them. I don't want them woke ass DI hipsters that like taking dick up their ass. I don't want that shit around my video game. And fire all the women unless they're attractive.
That definitely hurts a lot of families, a lot of people who are doing things, and a lot of studios who are extremely proud of the work that they're doing on whatever project that you're working on. But when your project and their investment is losing 64 cents on a dollar because of all of the things that you're putting out that is just pure crap that nobody is playing, you can't blame them for wanting to restructure. It almost seems like, why didn't they do this before? Why did Phil Spencer need to acquire so much instead of focusing on the core elements of what is important? For me today, guys, that's about all I have. This is extremely.
That's a month ago.
This is Bethesda's last chance. The morale is at an all-time low. Fans expect nothing. I want Todd Howard fired, and I know a lot of you also support me in that. And tomorrow is the Xbox Games Showcase, where Bethesda has to deliver. And the question is, will Bethesda deliver? There's a lot of conversation about potentially leaks that are going to be happening. Maybe an Elder Scrolls 6 trailer, you know, because we haven't had one of those already 6 years ago. I'm sure as hell excited for Hammerfell. Or the diversity and shit, obviously. And other than that, like, let's be real. The best case scenario currently feels like it's gonna be, oh, here's another thing about Fallout 76 that no one cares about. Even the people playing that game don't care about this. Wow. It's gonna be bad. I expect it to be bad. Maybe there's an actual announcement of something, but let's be real. If they announced Fallout 5 or Elder Scrolls 6, people are gonna look at whatever they announce, they're gonna analyze every single goddamn frame of it, and then we're gonna call it collectively shit. Because it's gonna be bad. No one trusts in Bethesda, and this is gonna be a disaster for them. No matter what happens, the negativity is gonna quickly sweep everything under the rug because no one believes in anything they're doing, okay? Unless the announcement is Todd Howard is finally stepping back, which I do think could possibly actually happen. Again, Xbox failed. The previous people got fired, and they didn't even get told about this. Now, Starfield has failed. Xbox is mad at Todd Howard not delivering anything with Bethesda. They could announce, they could legitimately announce, I think, Todd Howard being replaced or stepping down. I think it's a possibility. And if luck has it, because at this point I don't give a shit, hopefully they replace Todd Howard with someone Indian. And then we can have the true best timeline.
Later this week is both Summer Games Fest and the Xbox Showcase 2026. At this point, we've seen a plethora of leaks suggesting that we should see some pretty cool and even surprising games between these two showcases. But are we seeing Fallout? Fallout 5 is still a ways down the road, but a Fallout 3 and even New Vegas remaster have a ton of leaks.
I wish there was a New Vegas remaster, but this is not going to be a real thing. This is fake, by the way. There's no COD like this in the game. There's similar things, and there's nothing like this in the game. I think, at least, right?
As of late, with the most recent ones coming from Jez Corden.
I've heard that, like, I don't know.
No, there is actually a Fallout remaster happening, and it's not a Fallout New Vegas remaster happening. It's by the fans. If you don't know about it, maybe you should look into it. It's a pretty cool project. They're literally just remaking the game with new graphics and everything. Like, it's pretty cool. Like, it looks better than anything that Bethesda could ever create.
True, this is. But one thing I heard was that Fallout remasters are probably a little bit further off than people think, and that Elder Scrolls 6 is still quite far away.
Jez Corden goes on to speculate that
At this point, by the way, it currently looks like we're closer to the timeline of Elder Scrolls 6 2033 and maybe Fallout 5 2042 and then maybe Starfield 2 at 2050. But honestly, it honestly looks like we're closer to this timeline than honestly anything else. It's crazy.
Fallout 3 Remastered might be coming in 2027, with the Elder Scrolls 6 in 2028 or even 2029. Those dates ended up getting a ton of headlines, which you probably saw, but it seems like those dates are just speculation. Jez Corden heard that the remasters are likely further down the road than most people realize, but the dates are just him guessing, not actual leaks. But many people are reporting 2027 for Fallout 3 Remastered. The Epic Nate recently said he's heard this from his source.
Yeah, I think it's really funny that Sky Oblivion is being remastered, making a remake of it in the Skyrim engine, and then Bethesda's like, "Fuck you, we're dropping a remaster of Oblivion." So they were literally probably gonna drop their game, but then they decided not to, and basically now they're gonna push it back even further and keep working on the Sky Oblivion. And I don't know, it feels like maybe it'll come out next year. I can't believe how much they're delaying it back. But I guess it makes sense. You're waiting for people to stop playing Oblivion Remastered and then dropping your Sky Oblivion project. That's a good idea. Because otherwise Sky Oblivion is just gonna be swept under the rug and everyone's gonna forget about it.
In a video, and even Nate the Hate, the person to correctly leak Oblivion Remastered's release down to the week, still reports not hearing much about Fallout 3. But to me, that's really not surprising. One of the big impressions I got from Bethesda was following Oblivion Remastered, they were really bummed by the leaks. The Shadow Drop worked, and I think this is going to be something we see again with Fallout 3 Remastered, but I also suspect Bethesda is being even more careful with
Yeah, the other thing, the fan project that I wanted to play is Fallout London, but for some reason you need to have all of the DLC to Fallout 4, and I'm like, no, I don't want to buy all of that DLC to play a fan-made project. I'll buy it when it goes on sale for dirt cheap again, and then play it, but I don't know when I'm gonna be playing that.
Leaks, especially as they're working with third parties. But a third party might have just leaked this game. Back in March, we got a Fallout 3 remastered T-45B power armor model with a Nuka-Cola paint job from McFarlane Toys. Technically, this popped up on Bro Depot, a legit toy retailer, and was reported on by Toy News International among a bunch of other toy leaks. And some of these other toy leaks have come true. So what many are now speculating is that Bro Depot got a pre-order opportunity around these new Fallout 3 remastered toys, and accidentally or intentionally or due to some bug, that listing is public. And you can find a bunch of other listings like this, basically seeming like pre-orders for toys down the road. With the interesting detail being that Fallout 3 Remastered, or at least this toy, is supposedly coming out by August 31st. This is almost certainly a placeholder date, but could we actually be seeing Fallout 3 Remastered by August, or even just this year in general? It seems unlikely to me. I personally think 2027 is the more likely date, but many are now wondering. I mean, hey, even Jez Corden was wondering in his predictions article if Fallout 3 Remastered might not pop up. And at the very least, we're probably...
Yeah, it's very interesting. Okay, I want you to pay attention to one thing that we currently have. This is stable stuff that we know is true. It took literally Bethesda around a year to make the Terran Armada DLC for Starfield. An expansion that was literally 4 hours long. Yes. By Bethesda standards, by the way, that's big clappies, boys. Big clappies. That's good for them. Not good for anyone with a brain, but good for them. Okay? And that probably took roughly 150% of Bethesda resources, okay? 4 hours of nothing most likely was created by a team of at least 300 devs. Bethesda is extremely incompetent if you haven't noticed. Everyone knows that, though. Anything that Bethesda does at this point, considering you need literally like 100 to 300 people to make a 4-hour fucking shit show of a not real DLC. Imagine how long it's gonna take them to make anything that's actually like 6 hours. That's probably gonna be an effort of 20,000 people in like 50 years at this point. So the statistics are looking really bad for Bethesda. Incompetent as always.
Not getting it in October. In the Fallout universe, October 23rd is Bombs Drop Day, and we just found out that Call of Duty is coming out on October 23rd. I really doubt Xbox wants Call of Duty and Fallout 3 Remastered, especially if it's a Shadow Drop compete.
Is it modern slopware? People are already not gonna want to play that. It's raw garbage.
When they otherwise just don't have to. But in this all, Just Gordon also mentioned the Elder Scrolls 6 in 2027, and this too just seems pretty likely now. 2026 was hopeful. It's the first year to pop up on many of these leaked Bethesda documents, but honestly, the recent Fable delay feels like a very telling piece of news when it comes to an Elder Scrolls 6 release.
Fable got delayed because it's an unfinished game. I talked about this. If you don't know the situation, Fable is cooked, obviously.
Xbox just delayed
If you can't tell that
Fable to February 2020.
It is trash by looking at it. Like it's utter garbage. The game looks like they literally just started working on it for like a fucking YouTube showcase or YouTube channel. It literally it's literally garbage. There's nothing redeeming about it. The game looks like they just started working on it, even though they announced it 5 or 6 years ago. And they announced the game years ago and just started working on it 2 years ago or something, or 1 year ago. I don't know. Like the game looks like dog shit. Like you haven't done a single thing to make the game good, and then everything that they're talking about with the game, like everything that they're talking about in the game, they're literally just like, yeah, returning features, bro. All of the stuff you talk about is literally stuff that was in the other games. It's like basic stuff that should be in a Fable game, and like isn't in there. And then you can't even put a morality system in the game, which is supposed to be in every Fable game. Like that's one of the reasons to play Fable, is to make choices and be, oh, I want to be a good guy or a bad guy. That's literally like the whole point of the game, and you're saying that they're not gonna have that in the Fable game. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
7, mostly because Grand Theft Auto is dropping on November 19th and nobody wants to compete with that game. But here, Xbox is basically saying we're dropping Call of Duty on October 23rd and Fable in February, but likely nothing in between, and I really doubt they want the Elder Scrolls 6 going head-to-head with Grand Theft Auto 6. It just seems totally unnecessary when instead you could have the Elder Scrolls 6 next year as a launch title for Xbox Helix. Although there is something that could change.
Here's the thing. Everyone that likes Bethesda games is gonna either buy GTA 6 or they're gonna either come back and buy it later if they drop it at the same time as GTA 6, or like that's not happening clearly. But like if that did happen, they would literally drop their game, and I don't see a reason why all the fans and all the YouTubers are gonna be making tons of Elder Scrolls videos. And yeah, people would buy both games or buy one or the other and then buy it like a week later or something. They'll make it happen if they really want to play it, or they'll just buy it like a couple months later. I don't know, like maybe they won't buy GTA 6 right away and they'll come back to it later, like, and buy it. Like, come on, like if these are two games that everyone's been waiting for, like anticipating for forever.
all of this. This should be a very interesting Xbox showcase because it is not only the first one under this new CEO Asha Sharma, but it's also the 25th anniversary of Xbox. So there's been speculation out there by many insiders that maybe we do get a couple of crazy trailers that really build fan hype just to commemorate some of these other dates and also to make a splash as the new CEO. Starfield was a weird one for Bethesda in that we got trailers for that game 2 years prior to its actual release. Maybe they do something similar with the Elder Scrolls 6. Surely it'll be out in the next 2 years, right? But personally, I hope we don't get that. I really think Bethesda is at their best when we get a June reveal to a November or just fall release for those games. And if anything, getting earlier trailers for Starfield just made the wait worse, not better. But if you are a hungry RPG fan, I think there are 2 surprise releases that could end up really stealing the show, and we just had leaks around them. Because we know CD Projekt Red is about to release something. Yeah, of course, they have songs.
Something. It's the Witcher 3 DLC with Siri.
I was just thinking something about Todd Howard is like he never changes his look or anything. He just wears the same haircut, the same clothes forever, and doesn't ever like look different or wear anything cool. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Never put on some power armor or nothing, like, and come out and be like all cool and shit.
He's gonna kill Geralt. Based. Okay, men do not have the right to take the glory away from women. She is better than him, so he needs to be humiliated and die.
Of the past, the new Witcher 3 expansion had its own set of leaks I covered in a separate video, but CDPR already confirmed we're getting a deeper dive into this new expansion at Gamescom in August. I really wouldn't expect anything around Songs of the Past at this week's showcase. But I don't think CDPR will be skipping the showcases. During their recent earnings call, they mentioned that they have something planned for release this year and have both a gaming and a non-gaming project at an advanced stage of development. It really sounds like both of those things, the gaming and non-gaming thing, are coming in 2026. CDPR already made it clear that the gaming project isn't going to be as big as that upcoming.
They need to release something in 2026, otherwise their timeline of money gets fucked and the CEOs don't get their bonuses, and that's a big no-no, okay? The CEOs must get their bonuses. That's how life works, okay? So, CDPR is pushing out at least one big thing this year that people are going to want to buy. That's the plan. Otherwise, again, there's no way that they make enough money to guarantee the bonuses and all of that jazz. So, you know it's happening.
Witcher 3 expansion, but otherwise, we don't know what this is. You have to imagine it's something Cyberpunk related because they're also doing something for The Witcher 3, but they've made it clear that no more DLCs or expansions are coming to Cyberpunk already, so I don't know what else this could be. But I would suspect whatever it is going to be revealed on Friday at Summer Games Fest. During past earnings calls, CDPR mentioned how they prefer to reveal trailers at some of the major showcases. And either way, we're...
Oh wait, was there anything for CDPR? There wasn't anything, because this is already past.
Just running out of time. 2026 is nearly half over, and if they really have 2 more things that are coming out and are going to contribute to this profit incentive for the executives, they have to come out and have enough time to actually sell copies. And I also would expect a Witcher 4 trailer. A lot of the recent speculation and rumors were that Songs of the Past would really kick off the Witcher 4 marketing, and it would make sense to just lean into some of the recent Witcher 3 hype with...
It doesn't make sense, because they need to market the Witcher 3 DLC big. They don't need to concentrate on 4 yet. If they want to make that incentive, they need the Witcher 3 to be in highlights, not Witcher 4.
Some new Witcher 4 information. But for many of you, this other leak might be even more exciting. Xbox recently updated their coming to Game Pass section with a bunch...
Oh, yeah, this is... Actually, what is this?
Those all look like shit.
Fable's bad. Don't know what this is. Don't know what this. Don't know what this is. Clockwork Revolution is gonna be my bet for a disaster. Don't know any of these actually.
Of games, and many people now think that these are going to be some of the games at the showcase that are actually coming out this year, or at least releasing relatively soon. So we saw the addition of Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy, Tropico 7, Armatus, Witchbrook, Fable, There Are No Ghosts in the Grand, but the most notable addition was Clockwork Revolution. Clockwork Revolution is the highly anticipated reactive RPG from Inexile Entertainment. We don't know when this is coming out. In past years, they very deliberately haven't given us release date indications, but at the 2025 showcase, we get an extended look at its gameplay. So it feels like Clockwork Revolution could be fairly far along, and with it now appearing in this coming to Game Pass section, maybe this really is a 2026 title. But now with Xbox seemingly having a black...
Okay, and that's pretty much it. Honestly, the leaked roadmap, who gives a shit? We must see something Bethesda, otherwise, I mean, well, Bethesda's already a joke and nothing's going to change that, but they kind of have to do something. Maybe it's an Elder Scrolls Online DLC or something, because I haven't covered that game. I really want to, but that game's been dying, okay? That game has gone through the gutter at this point. It's not looking good. Anyway, that was Juicehead, 10 out of 10. Bye!
All right, like and subscribe.